Hey everyone, Brady Feigl and Brady Feigl stood looking at each other as they waited for the DNA test results to come in. The pair of them looked like the reflection of one person in the mirror. They had never grown up together, yet had the same name and look like twins. As the results showed up, both their stomachs tensed with nerves. What had both of their parents been hiding from them all these years? Brady Feigl, who we'll call Brady 1 to help with confusion, was born in Dallas, Texas, and had always had a passion for baseball. He was a tall, athletic guy and a straight-A student. His mom always loved to mention how good of a kid he was. Brady loved his parents and trusted them implicitly. That was until he met Brady and rumors began to swirl. Brady Feigl was a fun-loving class clown who had played baseball as long as he was able to walk. He grew up in Houston, Texas. His parents had adopted him as a baby and had been very good to him. He always wondered about his birth parents and whether or not he had any siblings. Then he met Brady, and he knew that somehow they must have been connected. Brady and Brady both kept up baseball throughout their teen years and got into college at the University of Texas in Arlington. Brady 1 majored in political science and Brady 2 majored in accountancy. Both of their real passions, however, were baseball, and they both went on to play for the Texas Rangers in Arlington. When they first met each other, they knew they had a past connection instantly. Their coach, Coach Johnson, found the two identical in every way. Players hilarious at first. When after a while the joke became old and he started to find coaching the matching redheads increasingly confusing. He would find himself becoming annoyed every time he called on their names and they both replied. One day, out of frustration, he said, "You guys really have to figure out if you're related or not because you're both equally as annoying." The two men looked at one another and realized that they were far more alike than just their name and appearance. It couldn't be a coincidence. Their teammates loved making jokes about the two identical redheads. They started calling them Fred and George to differentiate them after Ron Weasley's twin red-headed brothers from Harry Potter. Brady, too, was a joker, and the two of them played it up and found it hilarious. That was until the jokes started to become serious. As the Fred and George jokes continued with their teammates, the two redheads started to think about the possibility that they may be genuinely related. When a teammate's joke went too far, where he insinuated the two of them shared the same mom, they knew that this was starting to go too far. It was at that moment they both knew that they had to get to the bottom of this. Their only difference was their eye color. Brady 2's eyes were blue and Brady 1 were hazel. However, Brady 2 was adopted and Brady 1's mother had blue eyes. When they were offered an opportunity to see that their parents had lied, they jumped at that opportunity. The two matching players had become fan favorites within the Texas Rangers fans. The fans were so obsessed with the possibility that the two were related that they set up a Kickstarter to pay for a DNA test. The Kickstarter reached its target and the players were approached about doing the test. The two men agreed to it and knew that this was the defining moment of their relationship. Brady and Brady gave saliva samples and their tests were sent away for analysis. They knew that their results would be life-changing. They had been dogged with rumors about them being twins separated at birth for years. They were visibly nervous as they read the results. They couldn't believe it. Identical men, Brady Feigl and Brady Feigl, were absolute no relation. However, the results showed that they had many similarities. When they looked through their ancestry DNA, the two Feigls could see that they both had the exact same amount of Germanic ancestry at 53% each. That was most likely where their matching surname came from. Brady 2, however, had more Irish ancestry, while Brady 1 had some Italian. The two players were taken aback by the results, but glad that their parents hadn't lied to them. However, they were still connected in one very important way. The two men had become very close friends throughout the years and still have nicknames Fred and George, which their coach now used to differentiate them. Their experience of having a DNA test together has bonded them forever. Despite not actually being blood related, the red-headed baseball stars still consider each other their brother forever. Did you like the story? Check out our channel for more.